Hello and welcome to Simulation Sunday with Phil. Today we're going to be playing Car Mechanic Simulator. This game came out a couple of months ago, but due to gaming PC problems I wasn't able to actually play it and review it until today. So we'll start the game. For me this will be quite easy hopefully, because I did do level 1 in vehicle mechanics. So if I don't do that well, that's going to say a lot about the training I did at college, and I should probably be ashamed if I can't do that well. But let's get into the game. We'll save that. We'll now play. I'm guessing that you have to get so far before you can open this endless bit here. But we'll start. As a big fan of cars as well, I should do pretty well with this, hopefully. Otherwise I'm not quite sure what they're teaching me at the college. So let's see. Welcome to vehicles. Here's the basics. WSAD, I do like that. Do we have to go and turn on the radio? Right, so oh cool, this mouse sensitivity is quite high. Right, so here it is. Oh, I might have to sort that out. When you're close enough to perform an action in the game, an icon will appear with this symbol. So it now wants me to go and use the car lift. Yeah, we'll leave that on because I don't think it's going to be copyright music, because it is just the same music over and over again. So we click that. I see that the car lift this up. This concludes our basic tutorial. Well, thanks for the training in vehicle mechanics. It was really helpful. So let's get on and do our first job and see what the first job is and get it done. Replace front discs and check front discs. Oh no, replace front pads and check the discs. Okay, so you can always return here with a quick menu under the right click button. Okay, so 500 US dollars to do that. You have to go and buy some brake. Well, let's go and buy brake pads first. Oh. So we go to the car park shop. Discs, there's discs. I think we will need 4 if I remember rightly. It should be 2 on each wheel. So then you've got to go and inspect this wheel. Okay, so I'm guessing, yeah, escape gets you out of that menu. So, inspect wheel. Right, so you've got the disassemble and assemble main things. In the icon on the right, we get the switch between right click and right buttons. Stay in disassemble, take out the old discs and buttons. Caliper. Okay, so maybe it does give you a bit more of a tutorial than I first originally thought on how to actually do basic things. So, wow, so the wheel just disappears. Okay, we have got to inspect this, so I'm guessing right click and examine condition. So 62%, which should be enough, really. I mean, unless it gets really worn, they use their brakes quite a bit, so I'll take them off. And that comes off. Yeah, oh, I want that. That's it. I want that one there. So we'll remove that. Great, you disassembled the old brake pads on one side. It is now time to assemble the new ones. Switch to assemble mode to mount the new pads. You can't click up there, so do that. And we'll put that one there. And that one there. And right, one more thing. Remember that the customer asked you to check the brake discs. Switch to examine mode and select the brake disc to examine it. If you know the condition of the parts, you can repair wear and tear Not every part can be examined by hand. Some need to be examined in other ways, like ODB scanner, which is where they scan the computer and it'll tell you about any errors on there. Test drive or dynastics parts. Dynastics is basically scanning the computer mostly, so I don't quite understand why they put that on there. Put back on the old brake caliper. That's one done. That's two done. And we'll now put this wheel back on. Oh, quite a good condition wheel really. So should probably have quite a lot of wear left on the tyre, so there's no need to be worried about that. So that is now done. That's the first side done. So then we need to do this side. Same again. Take these bolts off, and then the wheel will magically disappear into thin air, along with everything else you take off. If only vehicle mechanics was this easy. We will actually examine that. 63%, so there is slightly more wear on the other side, which you can just see, you can just right click in it, automatically does it. It's a bit easier than going through that menu the whole time. And take that off, and that one off. Tell you what, if things just disappeared in real life with vehicle mechanics, their job would be a lot easier. A hell of a lot easier. Oh, we'll put that one on first. We'll put that one on. I wonder if there's a way you can actually repair the... I don't think you'll be able to repair the brake pads, but you might be able to sell them, because it seems to be keeping them on there. Let's have a look into that. Put the brake caliper back on. Make sure the bolts are done up right, otherwise that could cause quite a serious accident, and we don't really want that. This tyre must be quite new. Must have had to replace it recently. So on there you go. And then back out of that. And then there you go. Congratulations, you repaired your first car. There are many more to come. If you want to finish the current job, open the order form from quick menu and stamp the sheet. Okay, so we'll get that done because the car... oh, wrong button. Because the car is now finished, so show repair order. Repaired. Proceed to next order, yes. So I wonder what the next problem's going to be. Maybe it'll be a blown head gasket or something. Well, who knows? Replace air filter, oil filter and fuel filter. I have these checked over a year ago. Replace them all, please. Okay. So, they should all be under the bonnet. I'll get filters first actually, let's do that first. Oh, there is learning books here. Tools, garage. Oh, I see, you have to buy them, and they're not really that cheap. I see. So you want air filter? Yes. Right, okay. Fuel filter. And then I'm guessing the oil filter must be near the bottom somewhere. Start motor. Where's it gone? Water pump. Okay, I must have gone past it. A rubber bushy and exhaust. Fuel filter, fuel pump. So I see it's all in order, so it should be with the rest of the stuff to do with oil. Alternator. Oh, have I actually gone past it? Was it alphabetical order? It might be alphabetical order actually. Should explain why they're together. Oil filter, there you go. So now we brought all of them. We've got the bonnet open. The air filter is located underneath this box here. So, oh, here you go, examine the engine. So here is where the air filter would be. Need to disassemble this. Find this side. Yes, I should be. Right, okay. Oh, I see. It's going to do it that way, but you've got to remove all these parts first. Which, realistically, you don't. All you need to do is just remove. Some of them don't even have bolts on them. Most air filters are just done by clips on cars. So it's just a matter of unclipping it, removing the top, and then you'll have your air filter. That's easy enough, you just pick that out. Then we'll just put in a new one. Just place it down in, and then actually, realistically, you'd then just clip the clips back on. But on this one, you've got to re-bolt it all back in. Okay. The oil filter should be just here. I'm not quite sure why it's not letting me get to that. Oh, I see. Go back and disassemble, that's why. There you go. And that's there. Just on the top, very top, is your oil filter. And that just nicely pulls out. Reassemble that with a new one. And in that goes, and put the top back on. So that one was quite easy as well. Fuel filter is going to be a bit harder to find. It can be located in different places on the engine. But in this case, sometimes that's a start motor, which the fact it's not around this sort of area makes me think it's towards the back of the car. So we'll put these back on and bolt them back in. So then that way the person's got a working airflow. Oh, I see, I won't. Have to go green before you can start, even though I was right over the top of it. And put that back on. Right, so we want to then come out of that, open up the car lift, get up in the air, because if it's not under the bonnet, it's going to be at the back of the car. Should be somewhere under here. Right. Not too. Depends. Hang on. There's a petrol tank. So the petrol. There it is, right up here. And there's the fuel filter. As easy as that. And putting that back on. In real life, it won't be that easy to get to. And that is then the car now done with all the new filters put on there. One button again. That has been repaired. All ticks there. So it's done, repaired, and move on to the next order. Which I'm quite interested to see what the next vehicle will be. They haven't been bad vehicles so far. Perform a test drive, okay, and replace all worn out parts. Okay, so I'm performing a test drive in a van. Let's get this done. Right. Test drive car, yes. Okay, so it needs me to do an acceleration test. Tell you what, this is actually quite a fast little van, isn't it? So it's stopped okay-ish. No, there's no handbrake button. Wanted to handbrake the customer's car. It's probably not the best idea in a way. Because I'm pretty sure if they found out about it, they'd get pretty annoyed if you handbrake their car. Now what? Suspension test. It's just over here. That is a bit over the place, I'd say. It's something more about suspension. So we stop here. Right, and I suppose it doesn't even tell you what the worn out parts are. You probably got to try and work it out for yourself. Hopefully it gives me some sort of feedback though. Report, so no, nothing. I think the best way to go around doing this is to remove the wheel and go from there. So wheel condition 62%. That's nothing to worry about. I'd say it's more to worry about if it's under about 35%. That seems in good condition. What about this? I mean, oh, that's in pretty good condition. Oh, I see. That was suspension. Right, so if we click on examine parts. Oh, I see. Probably got to remove something. Ah, hang on. I see. There you go. That's where the problems are. So, sway bar end link left. Now that'd be a tie rod, outer tie rod. Yep. And it looks like I can cheat. So I need a right sway bar as well. And then that should be okay. We just take off this wheel just to be sure. So yeah, that's pretty good. Take that off, that off, and that off. Okay, so, oh, wrong button. Sorry about this. This is really not looking that good, is it? Right, so it does look like that is the other problem. Looking towards the back of the car, can't see any red, but I might, once I've done them, just double check, lifting up in the air and just seeing if there is any other faults, because there could be something wrong with the rear suspension or something. So it's outer tie rod, wasn't it, and sway bar left and right. Ignition, do outer tie rod, need one of them. Sway bar, suspension arms, right, left link, right link. So that would be quite nicely done. Right, now I'm wondering if I can actually put this up in the air and get to them instead of doing it from the wheels. It might be a bit easier that way. I can't do that. No, it's got to go from the wheels. Hopefully this bit won't be realistic, because it will be quite a lot of removing of parts if it is realistic. So that's one. Ah, there you go. Oh, that's right then, it's not too hard to remove that. And it was a sway bar which is here. So just to see, you'd have to remove, to get to that you'd have to remove a lot more. You'd have to have support underneath this front hub, because you've just removed a part of its structure and its support, which would make it a lot more weak and put more strain onto the opposite side. So right, let's reassemble. So we'll start with this, as it would be putting a lot of strain on the other parts realistically. And then we'll put the outer tie rod back on. And tighten that up. And put this wheel back on. I don't know which one was which, so I'm just going to put them back on. I mean, realistically, you do sometimes have directional tyres, which means that they have got to go on in a certain direction, and if you don't, it can cause quite a lot of problems to the car. So it's always something to remember if you are going to work on your own car. Right, that's right, it's not green, is it? There you go, green. There you go. This bit, that then comes off. We then change to the assemble mode. reassemble that into place. There you go. And in that goes. There you go, didn't shear any bolts. And that can be a nightmare. I've done it before. And it takes a lot more time to then sort that out. And on goes that wheel. Okay. That's all done. We just check the sheet now. All parts are replaced. I think we've made about $100 profit. So repaired, get out of here now. We don't want it anymore. It's taking room. The mechanic's word is always get what you can out as quick as you can, because a car sitting there doing nothing is wasting money. Okay, so that's ODB stands for onboard diagnosis, which is the onboard computer ECU. Can you scan the onboard computer? I need to know if there are any electronic parts are reporting errors. Okay, I can ensure do that for you. So let's open this up. Get in the interior. It's down here. So what errors is it going to come up with? 25%, 100%. Checking errors. Finalising. Done. Okay. Alright. So let's get out that person's car. I didn't seem to get any errors come up. Does it say anything in here? Oh, is that it? Just $300 just to do that? Well, that was easy money. I wish all jobs mechanic-wise was that easy. But hey, let's carry on. Repair starter motor. Oh, that's... I heard you have my starter motor repaired here. It barely works, but I don't have money for a new one. Can you repair it for $100? Right. I'll tell you... Right, okay, so he doesn't have the money for a new starter motor, yet he seems to have the money for what looks like to be quite a new car. Okay, so we need to inspect the engine. The starter motor will always, as a hint, be normally down towards his back, and that'll be it here. And somehow he's got to it. I won't be able to reach that in real life, so... Oh, I'm buttoning too many exits. So can we repair it on here? Repair car parts, here we go. So I made $8 profit. What? How can my garage stay alive with just $8 profit? I'd be getting more than $8 profit for doing that. That would have taken quite a while to repair. Anyway, let's put it back on and get this out as quick as we can, because this is one of the jobs which will be wasting money, because you've made next to no profit on it. You've just done it just to keep your customer happy and get your reputation up, which can be a good thing, but can be a bad thing as well. So yeah, that's prepared. Proceed to the next order. Perform a test drive and replace all damaged parts. Shifting gears is much harder than it should be. There is probably something wrong with the clutch. Oh, great. With the clutch you have to remove the gearbox. So, that's going to be quite a long job in itself. But let's see what this is like then. I'd say it's more of a gearbox issue, but then it might be just the way they've made the game. Or take a little shortcut there. Braking here. Stuff like a braking test, so it wouldn't actually give you the answer to whether the clutch was on its way out. So we see this car handles pretty well. Over this last little bit. It's listening to All Saints. Oh, All Saints. Who listens to All Saints anymore? That's a bit worrying. Oh, no. maybe something a bit better would be nice in that car. I mean, it's a decent looking car, and he's playing All Saints. So, is it going to tell me? It doesn't tell me what's wrong, does it? Let's have a look. Replace all damaged parts. Okay. Well, if he thinks it's a gearbox issue, where you get to the gearbox is by operating the lift, and we'll be going in from underneath. Which would be on this car, it'd be near here, and there's the gearbox. Examine parts. So that all looks pretty fine. Is there any obvious? Okay. It's gonna say, this. How can I not? Maybe this is in the way. It's gonna say that I need to get to it from under the engine, isn't it? Right, let's see. So there's a gearbox. Yeah. It's gonna say I need to get to it from here. Examine. No parts to assemble. So right. Okay. So, oh, a minute. Is it going to say I'm going to have to remove the whole, this engine? Oh, it is, isn't it? Why is there oil there? I don't... Actually, I don't... Oh, I see, that's just to refill the oil. Let's remove them. I hope I marked the way in which goes in. Okay, that doesn't seem to want to do that. Let's put that back on. You want to get to here. What's it going to say? I'm going to need to remove. Oh, of course you do. You need to remove the drive shafts out the gearbox. Why did I not remember that? Right, so first of all we need to remove the wheels, which is quite easily done. Hopefully we can then just remove this out, or not. Okay, we can't, we might have to, yeah, we've got to remove all this. So this is a slightly longer job than I first thought it would be. Let's remove these pads off of here. Okay, I think after I've done this job I'm going to leave it there for today, because otherwise it's going to go on and on and on. Right, so I'm going to have to remove them, aren't I? I'm really going to have to remove the whole of this. No, I can't remove that because there's still stuff attached. Of course there is. Got a sway bar to begin with, which then needs to come off in order to remove that. That needs to come out of there, like so. And then, can I now remove this? Ah, there you go. Now that comes. We now need to go and do the same on the other side. Hopefully, I won't have to strip it down as much. I think I may have stripped it down more than necessary. So we'll just see if we can get around not stripping it out as much. Oh yeah, look. Okay. There's a good hint for you, don't try to remove it when you can't see the bulb. Right, so there. That now removed, we should then be able to inspect engines. Why is there to inspect engines for? I'm wondering. You have to go for that one. Oh. Wow, okay, that is actually inspecting the engine. Right. Let's give us up on the ramps. Can't we just say it's repaired and get up here? That's what most mechanics do, right? How many people have actually... Oh, right, what's going... Ah, starter motor. No, starter motor's not connected up. Is there a learning book on this? Because it's obviously not the way it's meant to be. Well, I've got quite a bit of money, but... And you can get... Do you want a one-time bank loan? I don't want a one-time bank loan. Okay. I really don't think I'm going to be able to get this job done. Wow. I am actually a bit disappointed in myself now. Car mechanic what can't even replace a gearbox. Woo! Okay guys, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. This simulation game itself is good. It's really good. It's the only simulation game of its type. Like I mentioned before, there is a few bits which isn't realistic, but how realistic can you really make a simulation game without people saying it's too realistic and not willing to play it? So keeping that in mind, it's a good game. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, if you could leave a like on the video or subscribe, that'd be great. See you later. Bye.